Hey guys, hope you're doing really well today or tonight. I want to make a quick video on considerations around digital, cloud, and physical storage. Now, this seems like a little bit of a left field video, and it is, but there's a good reason for it because I recently had my iPhone kind of, I guess it was water damage of sorts. I think so. But essentially, what happened was I use it a lot. I use it for running, I use it. Um, Sometimes I even wash it. I know it's not a good idea, but in theory, they should be water resistant. So I thought all goods, but unfortunately, there were a few cracks on this iPhone, and it kind of went bust. And it was really hard to recover my data, but I did eventually. I didn't really have iCloud or anything like that, so I've realized the importance of having all these things, and I guess storage, right? Just in general. So I wanted to make a quick video about what I've learned researching it and yeah, why if you haven't considered these things, how I guess how you could avoid it, and yeah, not my mistake. So yeah, let's get into it. So why should you care? The reason why I'm so worried about it is because I didn't have it when I should have. iPhone broke, like I just said. Yeah, a lot of these things were memories from 10 plus years ago. So that kind of continued from iPhone to iPhone. Now, I was able to get all my photos and whatnot back, which is really good, but there was no guarantee of that. And I was very lucky to get it back. If I didn't have it backed up somewhere, essentially, it would have been gone. So, yeah, having iCloud, Google One, OneDrive, all similar would have saved me a lot of headache rather than having to go through, repairing the screen and just trying to, bootleg some dodgy option together. Yeah, I wish I'd had that. It means that if you're using multiple devices, all your data is centralized and can be remotely accessed. I think as well, something that not many people will care about or consider is that having all your data in one place and not all over the shop in different little hard drives and different little devices, where if that device goes bust or you lose it, then your data's gone. Um, Having it set up in a way that things are, for example, linked to your Google account or your Apple ID account and can be remotely accessed anywhere, or can be centrally organized or sorted through or filtered through, will be really important one day. I mean, we're producing so much data nowadays, so many photos, so many videos, and they're increasingly consuming data, and or sorry, they're becoming increasingly data heavy, which means things like storage are becoming more and more important, and more needed because things are just filling up, yeah, so quickly nowadays. It doesn't cost a lot. iCloud's free up to 50 gigabytes, and Google One is about $2 per month for 100 gigs. Google also has 15 gigabytes for free per account. So you could potentially float around different accounts, but for me, paying a couple bucks isn't the worst thing ever. Especially if you consider the fact that if you get a hard drive for $100, it's going to take 50 months for that $2 cost to be equivalent to that. Now, 50 months is a long time, and I know it's not the same because you can probably get 1 terabyte for 100 gigs. But let's ramp it up to $5, for example. That will take about 20 months. Now, it's much easier to upgrade your storage, right? Once those 20 months have passed, by just paying more on Google One or whatever online storage you use, rather than having to go through the effort of replacing the actual drive. You could sell it, you might not get the same, or you could just keep it and then purchase another add-on. Okay, but I will say for most people, just paying a couple bucks a month won't break the bank. You probably won't even realize it, and yeah, it'll give you the equivalent and actually a better experience than having physical hard drives around you. What options do you have? Now, if you're currently storing all your data on one device, get a basic plan, get the 50 gigabyte iCloud option, or get the $2 Google One option, and upload everything onto your cloud. That's photos, messages, notes, apps, health data, things like health data. Super important. If you lose all this, I mean, you're pretty much stuffed. So we're in a society nowadays that, I mean, storage and yeah, storing data right is becoming increasingly important. So make sure you look into it. I've also purchased a physical hard drive and slash SSD to store images and photos. Hard drive broke. HDD hard drive disk broke. Now, this is true. I did create a physical backup of my Google One onto a SSD, which has much more storage, right, than my Google One account, but also my hard drive broke, right? So with a spinning disk, hard drives are essentially a lot slower and they can fail because it's literally a spinning disk. SSDs are like USBs, no moving parts, very quick. Um, so what I ended up doing is being able to get my data off the hard drive, put it onto the SSD, and then also a copy of my Google One. So I have a physical storage option. If for whatever reason the cloud gets hacked or I lose access, etc., it's also on my physical hard drive. Some people do purchase a NAS or network attached storage if they're holding lots of data, as this can be more cost effective. Now, essentially, a NAS is think of it like hard drives, but they're on the cloud. It's kind of a hybrid option. You do need to physically have it's like a little box where you store the hard drives, and then you'll also need hard drives to obviously put into this little caddy, this storage device, which will then connect to the internet and then act as an online drive. Now, there are different ways you can set it up where if a drive fails, like my hard drive did, you might be able to kind of have them bounce off each other and replenish that data or find that data back. But yeah, that could be a really good hybrid option. Normally, if you're using quite a bit of storage, we're talking terabytes worth of storage, it could be a good option. But yeah, probably not for the average person just looking into this, like what I was doing. Having a hybrid option, so a mix of the above, can be more complicated. So this is like what I was saying before, where I do have a mix myself. I have an SSD and I have an iCloud, Google One, and some other things. But for the average person, they probably have an iPhone. Just having the iCloud minimum is good. If not, if you have more, or if you're using more data, you can purchase the $5 a month iCloud option, and that should be fine. It'll talk to all your Apple devices, or if you have an Android or similar, Google One can do something similar as well. But iCloud's very, in my opinion, superior. It does a lot more and stores a lot more of your iPhone. You can also back up onto iCloud, like a full phone backup, which is really great. Really great if you have an iPhone. If not, Google or something similar could be a good option for you. Okay. Mm. Improvements once using proper storage. Okay. So you'll be able to connect cross device and have 24/7 backups and access it from anywhere. Okay. So these are things that once obviously you've put them into place, again, could be as simple as using iCloud. Okay. Things just get easier in your life. You don't need to worry about what I had to go through was which essentially took lots of grueling hours of trying to replace or find a way to replace my phone and then access my data, right? If you do this right from the get-go, you could lose your phone and then, you know, or have it damaged, lock it and purchase a new phone and then have your phone on there very quickly. Just through the cloud, just having the data just put right back on. Okay. Which is really great. Especially if you're in a country and, for example, you lose your phone, or like me, it just got water damage out of the blue. You weren't expecting it, and yeah, could save you a lot of headache. You'll end up spending a negligible amount each month to hold memories and important things reliably. I mean, you can't. It's kind of like when it's unfortunate, but when things burn down, houses, properties, buildings, etc. When these things burn down, you start to realize, hey, you actually can't put a price on a lot of these memories and valuables that get lost. And obviously, everything is becoming increasingly digital. It's going to be more and more important to store your things properly. Okay, so don't make my mistake. Spend a couple bucks a month and save yourself a lifetime potentially worth of headache. Okay, wishing that you'd save things like I did. I got very lucky. I might not get lucky in the future. Okay. Another point here, you're not exposed physically, so losing it, but cyber threats are becoming more complex. So if you do, I forgot to add here, it's if you're using just cloud storage, right? Again, if things burn down or if you lose things or things get damaged, Cloud storage is fantastic. Do keep in mind though that obviously cyber threats are becoming more and more of a concern, even for companies like Google and Apple that are very across this. There's no guarantee. So just being aware of that and being cyber safe, not handing out passwords, not accessing scams, etc., are going to be really important. Um, if you're not sure, I mean, you can. If you're more old school and you prefer a physical hard drive thing and you don't trust the cloud, etc., go the SSD route. You can always physically back up your iPhone via iTunes, for example, or some other device manually, and then reverse that if needed. Right. Last point here, which is really good. You'll end up sleeping without worry. It's nice having everything secure and not thinking about it. Again, something that I'm really coming to value now. I didn't before. Now I am. Now I have to go through the whole process of, you know, adding in all my things manually onto this iPhone. Um, I won't have to do that again in the future. Everything's protected. Everything's also on a physical drive if needed, and it's costing me pennies a month essentially. You don't notice it. It's more expensive to get a small cup of coffee nowadays. So um, yeah, guys, definitely look into it. This was a little bit of an off weird topic, but it's something that I guess I personally, me personally, I'm really now interested in because of my experience not understanding it, and just wanting to share that with you guys. So hopefully you don't make the same mistakes as me. You understand how easy it is, but also how important it is to do. So yeah, hopefully you guys have found some value in this video. Let me know down below if you have any questions or concerns, and otherwise I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.